Hi guys, very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the another exciting video number 512, where today we are going to learn that if you have a different ranges in Excel, which means that if you have a multiple data which is distributed in different sheets, then how you can put all that data in the MS Word document, in a single MS Word document, right? So this is the series 6, as you can see on your screen. So that means obviously we have already uploaded videos, on this series where we actually are trying to learn how to work with the MS Word using the Excel VBA. So how to connect the MS Word with the Excel, right? So please go and watch all those the videos, video number 1, video number 2, 3, 4, 5, series 1, series 2, series 3 actually, right? Because obviously video number would be different. And just in case if you're watching the channel for the first time, you can see that my channel name is youtube.com/Ajay Kumar Parmar, and this is going to be the extreme level of super advanced level, because we are here going to talk about the another application. We are going to interact with the MS Word using the Excel VBA. Now before I actually start with this is the playlist snapshot for you. You can pause the video, you can note down all these this is the sequence. A lot of you keep on coming to keep coming back to me every time whenever some new subscriber joins the YouTube, so they ask me most of the time that there are so many videos, so if they want to learn Excel VBA or Excel or Access front end or the Access VBA, then how to start the training. So this is the the sequence which you should follow, and once you click on this, these are all the playlists. Basically this is the playlist, this is the playlist. When you click on these playlists, you'll find there 10 videos, 20 videos, 24 videos, 40 videos, maybe 5 videos. So go and watch the sequence which you get to see there on your screen. Right now, as I said, that if you're interested in watching the other applications as well, MS Access, how to connect the MS Access, how to connect the PowerPoint, how to connect the Outlook, you can go and watch these playlists. And this is my latest playlist which I've started, how to connect with the MS Word. We have already uploaded 5 videos there, right? So now let's talk about today's scenario, what we want to do. Now in this case, guys, what we want to do is I have created 2 sheets here. Okay, so you can have maybe more than one sheet, more than 2 sheets, 3 sheets, 4 sheets. That's all up to you, right? But we are going to see that how we're going to actually copy this data and how we're going to put that data in the MS Word document. Now important thing, I have already talked about all this, right? But there what we did is, for the January we created one document, which means MS Word. For the February we created another MS Word document, right? So those are the separate videos. So that's the separate learning. In this video, because somebody asked on the YouTube that what if we want to club the data in the single MS Word document. So that is what we are going to do right now. Before we go, let us first of all open the MS Word, right? So I'm just going to open the MS Word, and in fact I have already one, the test document is already created. Now let me open this. Now I want to tell you something. First of all, let me just go and delete everything. Right now this should be blank, right? Let me save it, guys. Control S. Now if you look at this carefully, this says page 101. So guys, what we need to do is we need to create here 2 pages, because you want to put that data in the same document. So what I want to show you, what I want to teach you in this, what I want to share with you is that the first data from this sheet, it is going to capture in the page 1, and then the next data is going to capture in the page 2 of this, right? Now by default, obviously when you open the Word, you see only one page. Now to create the another page, first of all you have to use the Control Enter. The moment I press Control Enter, look at this, guys, it is taking me to the another page. Now you can see here that I'm actually on the page 2 of 2. Now if I again go and press Control Enter, for example, you see that I'm on the 3 of 3. So let's say maybe we have 3 pages created here. Now you can see that this is my page 1, and the moment I press control down arrow, this takes me to the page 2. This is where I want to put that data from the second sheet, and I'll create one more sheet just to give you this good understanding. So this is the page 3 of 3. So this is what we want to do. Now the first thing which I quickly do is I'll just create here a sheet. So let's say I create here a sheet called March, and we will put the simple maybe some data here. Let's say I just go and write something. Okay, so this is your data, let's say, right? Okay, now the important part is you have already created 3 pages here, right? Because we want that the data to be pasted here. Now there's one more thing which you want to do in this MS Word. You want to create the bookmarks. Bookmarks means that basically, so it's like, when you read any book, or you read any novel, suppose when you are on page number, let's say 56, and that book has almost 1000 pages. So what do you do the next day? Every day you have a habit of covering 2-3 pages, sometime 2, sometime 3, maybe sometime 1. So what you do is always you keep that kind of the marker on that page. You place something there, right? So that the next time when you open the workbook, it takes you directly to that page. So that's a kind of a bookmark. It works the same way. So what you need to do is I'm going to create here 3 bookmarks. So first of all, go to the insert and just click on the bookmark, right? So here you're going to create the bookmark. So let's say I create the name as table 1. You can do whatever you want to do, just add this. Now look at this. This is going to take you to this, the bookmark is created here in this page 1. Now what you need to do is you need to go to the page 2. So I use again control down arrow, right? Because this is a blank document, it is directly going to take me to the page 2. You can see here page 2 of 3. Now again guys, I go to the bookmark, and what I do is I create one more table, which is table 2, and I am going to add that, right? So this is table 2 is also created. Again I go and press control down arrow. Again I go to the insert and I create one bookmark again, and I just write here table 3, and I just simply say add, right? Now once you are done with this, you just save this. Okay, make sure you save this, right? Now in order to check whether this is working or not, what I will do is I simply go to the insert and I'll say bookmark, and I see that, let's say I want to go to the table 2. Now where exactly, where we are right now, we are on the page 1. Remember, the moment I say go to, so the table 2 is highlighted. Go to, I click here and look at this. The moment I close this, I should be on the 2 page. Look at this guys, page 2 of 3. So that is working, right? Again I go and let me just give you one more demo. So I click on the this table 1, I click go to. The moment right now it is, you will not see the movement because it still says page 2 of 3, but the moment you close this, it's going to take you to the page 1. Look at this, page 1 of 3. So that means the bookmarks are created. But once they are created, I just go and close that, right? Now so these bookmarks, what is the plan actually? So the plan is that every time when you work on this, so for all these 3 sheets, what we're going to do is we're going to copy the data from the sheet 1, and we're going to put that data in the bookmark 1, which is table 1. Then you go to the next worksheet, then you copy the data and you're going to paste it where? In the bookmark 2. And what name you have given to the bookmark 2? Table 2. And similarly, this is going to be copied and pasted in the table 3, which is the bookmark 3. This is the idea. Very simple guys, right? So let's go and let's quickly go to the developer tab and let's hit on the Visual Basic. I'm just going to create here a module. So this is what we are going to start. Now if you have watched my previous video, which is the video number 511, you know that how to open the MS Word, right? So I'll really not waste your time much on, will not really talk on that because I have already explained that. You can go and watch that video. So the first thing which you need to make sure is that you should be having Microsoft Word library activated, right? So this Microsoft Word is activated. This is very important. And now let us go and see that, let's say we want to say that export data. So now the first thing we are going to do is I'm going to create my Word application, which is wd as word dot application, right? So this is what we are going to do. Now remember, if you're watching this video for the first time, or if you have just landed upon this channel guys, then please understand that I had already explained all these things, right? Don't think that I'm just rushing. It's not that. I already had I had explained it. So now this is going to create your Word application. Make sure we should get this activated. visible actually, and then we're gonna activate it. This is not important, I mean you can skip that, but just I want to use it so that when I run this you should see. Now once it is done on this WD object, we know that what we are supposed to do. We are supposed to open that document, right? So this is the document. Now where is that document? That document is in my C drive. So I'm just going to write here the complete path, or we can quickly go and right click here, and I go to the property and security. So I just go and copy this entire thing, copy the path, click OK, come back to the code, and this is what we're going to write. So, right, so once you have this document open, what do you want to do now? Here comes the real part, because this already we did this in the previous video. Now here we're going to, first of all, we need to see that what exactly, what is my range right now. Now you can see that, guys, your range is this is the range, which is A1 to F12. So first of all I define that, right? So let's do one thing. Let's say that my range is going to be R1, and I say that this is my range, and then similarly R2 is going to be my, again, or maybe I can write this everything in the one line. So I say that R2 is going to be my another range, and R3 is going to be my another range, right? Now you have to define your ranges, what exactly your range is. So you write here that your set R1 is going to be equals to sheets. What is your name of the sheet? Well, that's the January sheet, and here you will define it starts from A1 to F12. So let me just pause the video and let me quickly copy and paste all these R2 and R3. Alright guys, so here I'm done with all the definitions. This is how I define my all the ranges, or my all the range objects are ready. I have, you can see that quickly that I have given the correct name. This is for the January, this is for the February, this is for the March, and the range is accordingly A1 to F12. This is A1 to E10. If you go to the this is A1 to E10, and then we have this A1 to C3. So this is how we have done all the things. Now before I copy and go to the the Word and I just paste that data there, what you want to do actually is, the first thing which you need to do is you need to find out the table 1 first of all, so that your cursor should go there, right? So how are you going to do that? Now before I go and write directly the syntax, how to actually go and find out the bookmarks, bookmark 1 and 2 and 3, I want to tell you how you actually, because as we have just started this series, so I want to give you the idea how I actually learned this, right? So what I will do is I will again go back to my MS Word. I'll just open that document, and if you know that MS Word also has its own VBA, as I was telling you in the previous video also I talked about this. So MS Word has its own VBA. So what I'm going to do, I simply go to the developer tab and I record the macro, guys. I want to give you one syntax, what is the syntax to find out the bookmarks. So let's say this is the macro number 5, right? I just name this, let's say Ajay. Okay, now I click here. Okay, now what I want to do is I go to the this option called insert, and here I click on the bookmark. Now this is how it is, right? So I click on the table 2 and say go to the table 2. The moment I click on the go to, I close this, and now I'm on the page 2 of 3. You can see here, which is what I wanted. Now I go to the developer tab, I stop it, right? When you stop the recording, let's go to the Visual Basic. Now in the Visual Basic, let me show you that the macro which has a name called Ajay. Look at this, guys. Selection dot go to, what you want to find. Well, when you want to find the bookmark, this is how it is. The line comes as word go to bookmark and then name of the table. So this is the line, guys, which I learned by recording the macro. So this is the same line we are going to use in the Excel also. I hope you're having a great fun. Isn't it interesting? Well, it's always interesting to connect the Excel with the external applications, right? I just go and cut this from here. I simply go to the Excel and I paste that here, and we're going to come back to the test. I close this, we don't need it. Now this is what exactly we want to use, right? So obviously this selection is a part. Now in the MS Word, it was clear that what selection I'm talking about, because obviously you were writing the macro in the MS Word, you were recording the macro in the MS Word. So it referred, when it write selection dot go to, it means that it has to go there, to make sure that you are now working on the different application, which is Excel, and from here you're controlling. Let's just prefix this WD, right? And look at this, this is going to come selection. So you can write this line selection like this, then you can write go to, and then what you want to do. So you don't really have to write the name of the parameter which Excel generated, because that's how macro editor, whenever you record something, macro does the complete job, right? It doesn't leave anything. So but what column equals to is just the parameter name, which is not mandatory. So you can just directly also go and write that I'm looking for what, I'm looking for the bookmark, which is word go to bookmark. So you have to write this bookmark, right? And then you're going to write comma. Now which we leave it as it is, count we leave it as it is. In the name you're just going to write the table name, which is your table 1, right? Remember, this is very important. Now because I'm not actually writing the parameter names like name and what, that is why I have to make sure that I should be using the 2 commas, because table 1 you cannot write in the which or the count parameter, right? So this is the another way of writing. Any option whatever suits you, you can go with that. I just comment this line. Now guys, once we are on the bookmark table 1, what do you want to do? Obviously you want to copy the the range, right? And by the way, my mistake, I beg your pardon, actually I think I have written this in the different module. This is the previous video number, so let me just cut this from here and I just go in the module 2. Yeah, this is the line. Okay, so finally I comment this line. So both the lines are same. So now we're going to copy the data. So I simply say that copy the data, which is the Excel data R1. The range is copied. Now you want to paste that range where? You want to paste that range in this, the table 1. So obviously once your cursor is on the table 1, that becomes the selection. So you write that WD, which is your MS Word, in the selection of that range. Just need to use the paste. Now somebody watched my I think the video number the series 1 or the series 2, and I used the paste command, and he asked me, my subscriber asked me, he also given the comments that what if they want to just use the paste while they just want to leave the format part, right? So in that case guys, you can use the paste special as well, paste special, and then here you can use the paste value, right? So you can do that as well, but I'm just going to use the paste because I want to paste everything, right? Now once this is done, what is the next step we want to do? Well guys, then you have to just again execute this line, but this time this line should go to the table 2. So again I'm going to search that, and then obviously the same line is going to be repeated, except for the R1 dot copy. You're going to change this to R2, because then the range 2 should be copied, right? So I quickly go and copy this and paste it here, and here I make sure that this should be range 3, and this is going to be my table 3, right? So we are now going one by one on every table, and we're going to paste that data. I'll put the breakcode here because sometimes the code immediately runs, it does not even work on the F8. So let's go and run the code now. So I press F8, there we go, there's no error, that's a good thing. So let's go and create that Word application. So now I'm going to make it visible. You can see that it's visible and it's going to be activated, and we're just going to open the test document where we have already created the 3 bookmarks. So these are all my ranges, and we're gonna run this quickly. There we go, the ranges are defined. Now this should take me to the table 1 bookmark. Right now I'm on the 1 of 3, obviously because this is the fresh document open, so you should be on the 1 of 3. So you won't see any difference in changes here. I am on, because table 1 bookmark table 1 actually is for the page 1. Now R1 dot copy is going to copy the range. Now let's see if we have this copied range pasted here or not. So I press F8, and now let me just minimize it and let me check that. Is it pasted? Well, I don't think so. It is pasted. Oh, it is pasted, guys. Wonderful. Now where it is pasted, that is very interesting. So this is pasted in my another page, right? So maybe we have done something wrong. Well, we can see that. First of all, let's go and run the code. So now I'm just going to go on the table 2. I press F8. So you can see here it says that 2 of 3, the range should be copied and it should be pasted. It is pasted, which is correct. To me it is correct. And now let's go to the table 3. So table 3 should take you to the page 3, as you can see here, and now it should be copied and pasted here. So I think the things are working fine except for the table 1. So why we have got this in the same, this basically the page, which is 2. you can see here this is the page 2 of 3. So let's quickly I just want to simply first of all delete everything. Okay, let me save the file and let's go to the insert. Maybe I had done some mistake while creating that. I want to see that. It's a good thing that we are getting the errors. So let me just close this file. Well, unfortunately my bookmarks are deleted because I just selected the entire data and I pressed delete. My mistake. I have to quickly create the bookmarks again because I don't find the bookmarks here. If you go to the insert and if you just go and see that the bookmarks, they are not there, right? So I have to quickly create them. So just give me 1 second, guys. So finally I'm back and I've created again the bookmarks: table 1, table 2, table 3, table 1 for the page 1, table 2 for the page 2, and table 3 for that page 3. Maybe I did some mistake in the previous when I was creating the bookmarks. I'm not sure about it, but let us now run the code again. So let's just quickly go and run the code. So let me press F8 and this time it should work because I'm sure that this time the bookmarks are created correct. So there we go, we have the document open. Now the ranges are going to be defined. Now this should take me to the table 1 bookmark. Okay, now this range is copied, R1, which is from the January sheet. It should be pasted on the page 1. There we go, perfect. Now you can see that it is pasted in the page 1. You can see here page 1 of 3, and that is what I wanted. So now we go to the table 2. Alright, there we go. So now you can see that your cursor is on the page 2. Okay, so that range 2 is going to be copied and it should be pasted here. Wonderful. Now this is going to take us to the table 3, which is page 3. So if I run this, you can see here page 3 of 3. Now that's what actually exactly I wanted it, isn't it? Right? So now finally the data is pasted, and once the data is pasted, you're done. You can put the message box, or maybe you can see that it should save as I mean, that's all up to you what you want to do, right? Basically this document you can save and close it. This already has a name called test. So what you can do is just go and write here that document, and you just write here close, and in the close you can write true, which means it is not going to ask you that do you want to save the changes. It is simply going to save the changes because you have written the true, right? So that's it for now, guys. This is the code for you, and you can see, you can note it down. I explained you from the very beginning, from the very scratch, so that when you write the code it should also make a sense to you. And how beautifully we recorded the MS Word macro, right? So far I don't think so I ever actually in all these 3 years since ever since I'm running this channel, we had talked about the word macros, right? So you see, macro editors are always helpful. It really doesn't it's not always for the Excel, but even in the Word also, because if you remember, I just used this particular line from there because this line is a little difficult to remember if you're a beginner. But as usual, as I say that you just quickly go and record the macros, and you can wisely put that code. You can copy that code and put it in your paste that code particular line in your the personal module, right? So this is what we have done, right? So that's the entire code for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I keep coming back with these more exciting videos to simply make you awesome in all these Excel VBA, Access and Access VBA subjects. And so please do subscribe to the channel and share your comments, and please don't forget to click on the like. Thank you so much for watching.